Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley and this is Oakley Tech Talk Part 4. For this particular video I wanted to do a simple explanation for flat earthers who I've suggested in the past, trolls and flat earth advocates, to make videos, and they've said, I don't know how to present myself, so I wanted to present maybe 3 simple rules to get a really good flat earth video together, and they focus on 3 simple principles. The first being that you need to actually be seen, so you need to think about things like your light. So in this room I've got a very large window that's lighting the entire room. If I try and, I'm going to try and replicate this, although I won't be able to see what I'm actually looking at. If I have the light coming from behind me, I'm not going to be as clear as if I do it the other way around and have the light coming onto my face, if that makes sense. So that's number one. Make sure your light source is a good light source and you can actually see you by verifying it in the camera lens or taking a test shot. So make sure the light is coming onto you and not coming from behind you, otherwise you won't be seen. The second is to make sure that the actual place that you're presenting from itself looks nice. In other words, that what is being seen is presentable. So if I adjust my shot, I'm hoping this will work. Again, I can't actually see the camera, but the closer I get to this white wall, the better I will look in terms of my appearance, because there's less clutter in the room. And the same applies to things like if you're actually presenting using, say, a book. Now I've got the laptop set up as an example of how you could film if you were using a laptop. Now for me, because I'm quite lazy, I don't actually edit anything. All of my videos are without edits. I was, trained in performing arts and technical theatre, smattering of lighting, and obviously I like sound. But my experience has taught me that you have to rehearse what you're presenting, so that's going to be point 3. But point 2 is that what you actually present also has to be able to be seen. So although I'm quite shaky because I'm walking around with this camera, we'll have to picture that it is now the laptop, and we get it into some sort of presentable position. If I can adjust my tripod a little bit. So we've got this peach smoothie in shot, admittedly with things like my radiator, but you adjust it so that it looks reasonably presentable and is lit from behind. And then when you actually duck into shot, again, you can see probably that I'm slightly contorting myself in order to do this, but then I can present. Obviously you'd raise up the camera and get it in a position where you didn't have to stoop down by a table. So point 2 is that the information that you actually present and the room itself needs to be presentable, as well as you having made it lit and made it visible in the first place. So point 1, make sure that you're lit. Point 2, make sure that what you're presenting, your backdrop and your information, is also seen and well lit. So moving on to the final point, which is, pick up my camera again. If you're presenting information, I like to do it in one go. That's just because I'm lazy. Actually see me, and I don't like to do loads of edits. If I cough in a video, I'd rather just do the whole video again rather than spend 10 minutes editing it, because it's quicker to remake an entire 5-minute video and just practice it and rehearse it, although I don't generally do any rehearsals with my video logs, I just do them. But while this might apply to doing a live broadcast, in other words, once you've hit record, what goes out goes out. For me, the same applies with a standard video log, because there isn't any editing involved. But even if you are going to go through the arduous process of actually editing things, it's worth bearing in mind that you can get the material to look ordered by editing it, but you can't change what's actually in the video. So if you're going to present information on a book, make sure you've got all of your books ready to present. If you've got them all lined up on tabs and you're going to present them that way, make sure you're well rehearsed and you've got them all lined up and you're not having to search on Google. So part 3 is essentially saying, make sure you've got your content actually rehearsed and you know what you're going to say. So be seen, make sure your content's all seen as well and your setting is nice, and try and practice and get the actual content to a degree that people will understand it and is coherent, so you can keep the length of the video down. I've been Nathan Oakley. I'll see you in the next one.